pull, and then you have to crush the diamond, and he squeezed it together for like 10 minutes. Remember that episode? It was my favorite episode. He was going to disappear. No, he's squeezing it. And then it breaks finally into a pill press, and it looks all pretty. Coach Greg, and today I am going to be discussing everything you need to know about SARMS before you ever make the moronic decision of getting into that whole world of SARMS, okay? This is an important video. You really need to watch it, okay? It's going to be all about the pros and cons, and I'm not here to say to use it or do it or not. I'm just here to give you information. Okay, remember, I am not a doctor. Never use SARMs without the written consent, medical advice, everything, you name it, from a doctor. They're not for human consumptions. Last I checked, I'm a human. You are probably a human. I may have some alien DNA. Maybe you do too, but that is still considered human, even though you have a partial DNA of another species. Okay, so remember that. All right, let's do this. Number one, they are not approved for human consumption. So don't actually take it. They're for, rodents and guinea pigs, but not guinea pigs and turtles and animals. Just not for us. Number two, they're freaking expensive. They cost so much money. You guys have no idea. You know those other things that other people take, like The Rock? He does. Or all those movie star actors take. I could name 10 of them. I don't need to. Everyone that looks freaking good, they're taking this certain other stuff. That's way cheaper than SARMs. SARMs cost way more. Way more. So expect to pay an arm and a leg for it. Why? Well, because the products literally cost more. It costs more to make it. So then it costs more. Why does it cost more to make it? I don't know. I'm not a freaking chemist. I don't know. But it costs more to make it. And the demand is quite high because people can get away with it and they take it and they don't feel bad. So the demand is here. Supply and demand, economics. I took a year of that in school too. Anyway, next. They're often fake. You have about a 1 in 3 chance of getting a fake product if you order it online. That's a high probability. 2 out of 3 of it is real, okay? So you have a high probability of getting what you want. But there's also that chance you're not. So out of 100 people that buy it, 30-something are not actually getting what they want. That's a lot not getting what they want. So that's another scary thought, okay? Number 4, it can suppress your natural production of testosterone. What does that do? It means that your body doesn't produce test anymore, or to a lesser extent. So then that's bad. Your balls will shrink down to smaller size, which isn't a bad thing, but you have less testosterone. That can cause erectile difficulties. It can cause you to have less energy and stamina and all that stuff, especially once you stop the SARM, because the SARM is giving you that oomph and drive. But once it's gone, then your test levels are low. You might need a PCT to come back to normal, or it's going to take you a while. And during that time, you're probably going to lose a lot of muscle, and it sucks, okay? So be wary. Be wary. A lot of people think you can just take SARM, stop, and you're all good and no side effects. Not the case. Number 5 is erectile dysfunction, which I just discussed. It sucks. You might get hard on, but only halfway hard. You might not be able to last the entire time. Might get hard for a while and stop. Or you just might not get it. Or you might not even want to have sex in the first place, which sucks it depends on how much your girlfriend wants it. It could be a good thing. Who knows? So pro or con, that might be a pro or a con. Number 6, it's going to increase the rate of bigger muscle growth, hypertrophy, strength, so much stronger, and healing. It's starting to feel better. So that's something that can be very, very good. Who doesn't want that? Okay. It may lead to being included in a natty or not video on YouTube. There's people who do that. I do that. If you gain too much, I'll call you out on it. Number 8, it may cause water retention and bloating. It's not good. It could be good if you're a strong man and you want to bloat up and get bigger, or a powerlifter, you want to beef up. but it's bad if you want to be like more cut looking. It depends on the SARM. So, so it might not. Depends on what you're taking. So be wary. It might make you look worse rather than better if you're trying to look shredded and you take the wrong SARM. Man, number 9, it may cause gyno. That's where it is. It's going to look all puffed out, okay? You might have to have surgery. Could cost $6,000, $7,000 to fix gyno. You might get it. Not everyone will, and it depends on what you use and which one, and if it's fake or not. So some of the side effects that people are getting here, they're not even taking the actual SARM, but you think you are and you're not. So it's like, it's impossible. So like, just be scared. Be scared, literally. Be worried. Always be like, oh man, this could bad things could happen, even if you don't think it might. Number 10, it may lead to people accusing you of being on gear. That could be a pro or a con, but I get all these emails. Everybody is saying I'm on series. Me. That's a compliment. It is a compliment. If no one is saying you're on anything, then you suck. Your physique is poop. You think there's ever a day that goes by that somebody doesn't make fun of me? People yell it at you on the street. It's a compliment. Love it. Yes. Accuse me all the time. This happened when I was natural. It happens now. If people don't think you're on anything, then you look like poop. Okay? Number 11, they may become illegal. It might be a Schedule 3 item in the United States. That would make it equal to the gear stuff, okay? If that happens, it's illegal, you can't use it, and then that's bad, and you can go to jail and all that bad stuff. Never, ever break the law. I've broken the law before. Google my name. I was a bad human being. Don't do that anymore. So don't be like me. Don't be a fool, break the law, and buy illegal things. It's not nice to do that. Number 12. People debate me this all the time. They are fast acting. SARMs work right away like a day. It's not gonna like be at maximum capacity in 12 hours. It takes time to build up in the body to get full effect. So if you're strong at bench, you do 300 pounds, in a day you might be at 301, but in 30 days you might be at 330. So it's not like right away you're at 330, oh yeah, I'm Superman. No, it takes slow amount of time. It just speeds up how fast you're gonna improve. Number 13, the prices are likely to go up, okay? Things are going on in China. I don't want to get into too much detail, but it's not going to be illegal everywhere, okay? It's going to start being more illegal, more difficult to get. Supply goes down, prices go up. Supply and demand, economics, simple stuff, okay? So if there's less product and more people that want it, because so many people want this stuff, even though they're only using it for the rats, no one's actually taking this. No one actually consumes it because it's not for human consumption, okay? But people want it. It's very sought after for experiments. People just love to experiment with this stuff on their rats. Man, there's a lot of rats out there. It is banned in drug-tested sporting competitions, like in the Olympics or in any real drug-tested contest. There's actually powerlifting meets where it's drug-tested and they don't test for SARMs. Do you know how many world records I could break in a drug-tested meet by taking Rad 140 and MK? I could bench a ton even with my hurt shoulder. I could still go out and bench over 500 pounds with my hurt shoulder just on SARMs and pass their stupid tests. So it's banned. It's not for natural. You're not natural if you use this, but depending on the contest, some use it or not. People write me every single day, how long before I have to stop taking this before I can pass the test? Stop cheating. Don't cheat. On purpose, don't cheat. Just don't do it, okay? Not here to encourage, not here to tell people what to do and stuff, but here's the truth. I don't know. Nobody literally actually knows. I don't know if you take Osterine and you took it for 3 months and you can stop for a week and a month or 3 months. I don't know how long it's gonna be in your system. I don't know how long any of this is in your system. It's not like anabolics. I know, okay? These things, we don't know. So use at your own risk. Number 15, it can be liver toxic. And so the liver like filters out stuff. You know, it makes you healthy. It makes the bad stuff get rid of it. SARMs are like bad stuff. If you take it, it's gonna affect the liver, and the liver gets affected, and then when you do blood work, you measure something, AST, SL, for example, and they go up. They measure how much stress is on my liver. More now. If it's a little bit elevated, it's okay. Your liver is made to do this. You think you get drunk and don't have the liver stressed? It filters that out too. Alcohol, bad for you. Don't drink alcohol, but if you do, the liver takes care of you. Just don't drink a pint every single day. SARMs, same thing. If you take too much and your body can't handle it. Some people's genetics are amazing. Mine are average for that, for like oral things like that. So my liver does show signs of stress sometimes. Other people, horrible. They take a little bit of anything and it's bad. They just can't. Some people can take a lot of everything and they're fine. Okay, so be careful. Number 16 for the women. It may cause virilization. Who knows if I pronounced that right? Because I can't even spell my name right. In women. That means it turns chicks into dudes. That's the scientific definition of virilization. Turning a chick into a dude, okay? It's very scientific. So, I hope you can memorize that. Studies have shown this, okay? So, what could happen? Deeper voice. You might actually sound like a man. The Adam's apple can grow. Your clit will get bigger, puffy, swollen. So, it might be, I don't know, like half as big as this, half as big as your baby finger. More sensitive, you'll probably feel like sexual stuff will feel better, which is a good side effect, I guess. But anyway, that can happen and will happen, especially in higher doses and in longer periods of time. If you do notice things like that going on, just stop and it should go away if you stop early enough. But if you don't and you just keep going, that's up to you. I'm not judging. I don't care. Number 17, it may cause hair to shed, especially in women. They're in the shower and then, how come I lost 50 hairs? Okay, that happens in some women. It's genetic as well. Some people none, some people some. You just be careful. If it happens, then just stop and it will go away. Okay, it's not like permanent damage long term, but if you see it happening, stop. And how do you avoid these things? Really, you start at the lowest dose you could comfortably go at, and then only add to that if you don't get any of the side effects. Not that you're actually taking this, it's for your rats. So if the rats start losing hair, then, don't up the dose. But if the rat has no negative side effects except for they're getting jacked, then you could up the dose if you want and see what happens. And if something happens, then lower the dose back. Seems simple enough. Okay, here's something that people don't get. This one's a bit harder to understand. It may reduce the future ability of other gear to have its same effects. So by that I mean, if you take SARMs and you gain like, say, 5 pounds of muscle, whatever, then you're like, oh, I like this. I'm going to take that test stuff. And then you do that test stuff, and then the guy is coaching you, he says, yeah, you'll probably gain like 15 pounds because you test the first cycle. And then you only gain 5, and you're like, what happened? I thought I was going to get jacked. It's like, well, you've already gotten partial jack from the SARMs, so you're not natty anymore, so you don't get the newbie gains off the first cycle of the test that you're doing. Okay, so that's the bottom line here. So SARMs are, and gear, basically the same thing, really. So if you do SARMs, it's kind of like you did gear. And so when you add gear back, you're not going to get those crazy results that you would have expected as if you had naturally never done anything in your life. Because the first time you do something, first time you do tests, say, the results are redonkulous. To be honest, frankly, it's insane stupid. Like, my bench press went up every single workout for like 10 weeks straight, and I was benching every 4 days. Every single workout. I would be lucky to go up every 2 months, 1 rep. And it was like, every single time I went to the gym, I was stronger. That's what happened to me. And that's why I benched over 500 the first time I did it after whatever amount of months. It worked. Sorry, the stuff worked. Number 19 is it's like a gateway to more advanced, intense things because you get a taste of real results and you don't want to go without those real results and you want even more. People will start SARMs and be like, oh, I just want to gain like 10 pounds or I just want to get lean. I just want to look good on the beach. Then 3 months later, they're up 10 pounds. They're like, now I want to be a pro. I'm going to beat Greg for sure because I did SARMs and I gained 10 pounds. So when I take the real stuff, man, I'm going to put on 50 pounds. It's a gateway. It leads to more intense and stronger items, stacking things and doing higher doses. And so you might have done a little bit and your blood work was good, but then you're taking more risks. Okay, gateway drug. Number 20, a lot of people ask me, it is, yes, in fact, sold as orals and injectables, as in a needle. I don't know anyone that would want to do injectable SARMs when there's already injectable gear that exists, that's well known and works for sure. People that are using SARMs are usually the ones who are scared of the needles or just don't want to do that whole thing, or they just don't, they just don't. So it does exist, but it doesn't mean that you can take an oral bottle that's liquid, open the cap up and stick something in it and pull something out and then put it in the del. There's morons, yes, absolute complete idiot morons that have literally done that and written me. They've literally gotten liquid SARMs, not, safe and no, just the caps off, stick it in, pull it in and inject. I'm like, you really did that? It's not like safe to do that. No, that's not how you do it at all. You can't just take a liquid and inject it. People have done that with Austria and so on. I'm like, oh my God, I've never used it. I am not planning to, whatever. They're not for human consumption. Make sure they're made for that if you actually did do something stupid like that, and don't just take your liquid SARMs and just think you can inject it. It's not safe. Trust me, that could be a nightmare. Number 21, we're still going. They're equally effective whether they're liquid, pill, pressed pill, like a hard pill, a gel cap pill that you could open up, liquid. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Right? The Rock, he doesn't care. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be solid, liquid, equally effective. Equally effective. Makes no difference if it's pressed, if it's in a gel cap, all exactly the same. Zero difference. Zero. Zero if you're French. Okay? Zero. Now, people... daily they ask this. There's no difference. None. I don't understand. How can you not understand this? It comes as a powder to start with. And then to make it a liquid, you have to add gross tasting things to it. I'm not going to get into details. And then it becomes like mixed, and then you can drop it, okay, into your rat's mouth. In a powder form, it's already a powder form, and you add more powder, mix it up, and then it goes into a gel cap. And it's the raw original powder, just mixed with some whatever. If it's in a pressed pill, it's the same thing, but it's pressed. Like He-Man, the power of Grayskull. And then you have to crush the diamond and you squeeze it together for like 10 minutes. Remember that episode? It was my favorite episode. He-Man, he was going to disappear. He's squeezing it. And then it breaks finally into a pill press, and it looks all pretty. It's just pressed fancy. It doesn't mean it's better than a gel cap. Really? It's the same thing, pressed or not pressed. Literally, that's just the same thing, okay? So use your brain, people. If anything, I would use the liquid one less, as it might expire quicker. If it's originally in the powder form and it's just mixed with other powder, it's gonna last for a heck of a long time, like years. It's not gonna expire in a year. 10 years later, I would still use it on my rat. Okay, and here's the best one to wrap it up. This one you need to pay attention to. It can do anything and everything to anyone at any time, no matter what you say it is, it might be the cause of that. It might make your lips turn red. It might change your eye color. It might make you lose a nose. It might make your hair all fall out. It might make your hair grow back. You might get acne from it. You might lose all your acne. You might not sleep. You might sleep better. You might get sick. You might get cured of sickness. You might get cancer. You might get cured of cancer. You might get more horny. You might get less horny. You might get anxiety. You might get less anxiety. You might be able to sleep 10 hours a day, and now you only need to sleep 5. You get the drift. The cause and effect here is crazy. I literally, every single day, get somebody saying, oh, I took this and I got this. What about that? And I'm like, It's driving me absolutely crazy, bonkers. Oh, I took this and now I get a headache. I get a comment about headaches all the time. I get headaches and it's not from taking anything. A lot of people get headaches. A lot of people get sick. Oh, I took this and I got sick. It's winter time. People get sick in the winter. Doesn't mean it's from whatever you just took. Oh, I took a pre-workout. I got sick. It's not from the pre-workout. You can't just prove the cause and effect. How do you know it's not because you slept on your right side of the bed that night? Oh, it's because you skipped breakfast. It's because you ate 3 eggs instead of 2 that day that you got a headache. Shut up. It's driving me nuts. Cause and effect relationships are very hard to prove. There's too many freaking variables. You can't just say, oh, I added this and now that's what caused it and I'm blaming it on that. Especially when you have 1 million people. 1 million people start drinking, or 1 million people use this working hands cream, put it on their cream, and then they do that. And out of 1 million people, 100 people probably died the next day. This didn't kill you. Maybe if you were driving and your hands were slippy and you turned the wheel and you couldn't keep it on the road and you crashed, maybe it killed you indirectly. But it's not this thing's fault. So you can't just blame something. If 1 million people use something, 100 people are going to die from it. And it's not even from the thing. It's just fluke. I get a heart attack tomorrow. Oh, it's from doing a video because he yelled too loud. He ranted too much. It doesn't matter. If 1 million people do a video, somebody's going to probably die while doing the video and recording it. It's going to be crazy. It's just fluke, people. Okay? Subscribe. Press the bell. Subscribe. Press the bell. Press it. Subscribe. Bell button. Subscribe. I'm waiting because you haven't done it yet. Some of you have. Thank you. You 15 people are awesome. The others, click the subscribe. Man, I can't read. It's such fine print over there. Click subscribe. Click the bell button. Follow me. Watch all my videos. Do it right away. Make it happen. Make my sub count go up. Make me rich and famous. This is amazing. Let's do this. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. On Instagram, I post photos of me and talk about stupid stuff and make fun of people. And it's all in good fun. Okay? All in good fun. So, blooping up some videos. Some top 10 stuff here. Top 10, you love the top 10s. Natty or Nots, you love even more, in fact. I don't know why, but you do. So, top 10 right here. Natty or Not here. Bell, subscribe, like, all the stuff. Do all kinds of stuff. And I am out.